right. So this is the week of January 25th through the 29th. This is your first video for the week. We are looking at, well, we're beginning Unit 7. And Unit 7 is about triangle stuff. So we're going to continue on some more triangle yum-yums here. So, sorry, just picking out some good colors for today. Alright, so part 1 is going to be just our first goal, because it's a really important thing, and it should honestly be mostly a review for all of you. So our first goal for sections 7.1 and 7.2, and this is going to be 7.1 that we're talking about, is being able to find the missing side lengths of a right triangle using Pythagorean theorem. Alright, so Pythagorean theorem, goal 1. So the Pythagorean theorem applies to right triangles and right triangles only. And the important thing to remember is that there are 3 parts to a triangle. There's the hypotenuse, which is always going to be across from the right angle. So if we go across from our right angle here, this will forever be our hypotenuse. Now, our other 2 parts are called legs. So here's a leg, and here's a leg. Now, the hypotenuse, being the most important part, is known as our C value. It will always be C in our equation. Everything else, it doesn't matter. This could be A or B, this could be A or B. And our equation is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So, as long as you can identify the hypotenuse, then you're going to be able to plug everything into the equation and solve it. Please use the calculator, okay? So let's do some examples of that. See, not even 2 minutes in, we're already doing examples. Like I said, most important thing to do is identify your C value. So I'm going to go from my box straight across to the other side. So my C value is X. I'm going to write my equation. So I have C squared equals A squared plus B squared. I'm going to plug everything in. C is represented by X squared. And it doesn't matter which one you make A or B. Doesn't matter. So we're going to say, all right, 5 squared plus 12 squared. Please use your handy-dandy calculators. Even your phone can do this. So we're going to say 5 squared plus 12 squared. And we get x squared equals 169. And you're like, all right, we're done. Nope. The last thing you do when you're solving these is take the square root. Like so. This is just a button on your calculator. If you're using your cell phone, if you turn it sideways, you can find the square root button. So I'm going to take the square root of 169, and my x value is actually 13. Okay, let's do one more using Pythagorean theorem to find a side length of a right triangle. Still on example 1, looking at the second part here. Maybe if I do this. Here we go. Again, most important thing to do is identify your C value. So here is C right here. Always across from the box, guys. Always. C will always be across from that box. Remember, the box represents a right angle. So, writing our formula. We have C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Plugging in our C is the most important part. So I'm going to say 5 squared equals, and again, it doesn't matter which one you make A or B. So I'm going to make A, X, and B, 4. All right, now let's solve it. So we're going to take our calculator, and we're going to say, okay, 5 squared, we get 25, equals X squared, can't do anything with that yet. 4 squared, we get 16. And you're like, all right, then we take the square root, right? Not yet. We have to get the x squared alone. It can't have that plus 16 with it. So remember to get rid of 16. We subtract 16. And whatever we do to one, we must do to the other. So we're going to say 25 minus 16, and we get 9. So I've got 9 equals x squared. Now that x squared is by itself, we can take the square root. Square root of 9, our final answer is x equals 3. All right. Now, you have 8 problems like this on your Google form. These are 2 of them. that I've done for you. So you have an example if your x value is the hypotenuse, an example if your x value is a leg. So follow along with those when you're working these problems, okay? And make sure you watch part 2 before you start the Google form. See you in part 2.